We're in the middle of a global and national emergency.
The GAA has asked county boards to suspend all inter-county training until further notice.
There's something wrong. Something wrong when those stadiums isn't filled with excitement and hope and anticipation.
I honestly feel, as a community and as people, we are stronger now than ever before.
A little bit of history, of course, of this AIB Club Senior Camogie Final. Slough-Neil are going for 4 in a row. Sarsfield's only know too well what they're up against. And it's a beautiful day, by the way. I think there's rain coming, but let's enjoy the sunshine while we have it.
The first case here of the COVID-19 coronavirus was detected yesterday.
Tina Bradley getting around Maria Cooney.
Still Tina Bradley, oh, beautiful. And the sides are level for the third time.
The risk level has risen from moderate to high for people in the European Union.
From the middle of the field, a mighty puck, and that goes all the way.
Louise Dugan with 10 seconds left of normal time puts Slough-Neil ahead.
There's no room for complacency or panic, that we need to be vigilant but not panicked.
5 minutes of injury time to be played, so Sarsfields do have time. Niamh McGrath takes it up.
3 shot the curves around her, still Orla McGrath, passing into the centre, there's a chance here to goal!
Siobhan McGrath gets a goal for Sarsfields! It's all over, and Sarsfields, for the very first time, are the AIB All-Ireland Club Senior Camogie Champions.
It won't be unexpected if we have further cases. The likelihood of scenarios similar to what we're seeing in Italy is moderate to high in other countries across Europe.
It's now spread to over 60 countries, infecting nearly 90,000 people.
And they finally got their hands on the cup. Sarsfields win it 1-8 to 10.
We didn't know anything about it. We were just reading reports in medical journals and on the news. You learn about these things in college and you watch them in films, but I wouldn't have ever thought that anything like this could have happened.
People have been talking about it for a while. A lot of teachers were saying we probably won't be back after St. Patrick's, and then the announcement was made by Leo that schools were going to be closed, and that was the last day in school.
Schools, colleges and childcare facilities will be closed.
The measures will come into effect from 6 o'clock this evening and remain in place until March 29th.
Once I heard school was closed, I was saying, I wonder will football training still go ahead or not? And around 5:30 we got a text saying that there was no training.
And congratulations on your appointment as manager of the Ballyragged Intermediate Hurlers. This has been regarded as a milestone event, a woman taking over a men's team.
It's the same principles apply for whether it's male or female. You know, great honour to be asked by your club.
In Kilkenny, I'm the first lady manager going in over a hurling team. I was really looking forward to the year and we really started well, but we actually only got an opportunity to have one challenge game.
The GAA has suspended all games until March the 29th at all levels.
Never, ever in my wildest dreams would I have thought that not just Semple Stadium, any pitch in the country would be idle this time of the year.
We're in the middle of a global pandemic, the likes of which none of us have seen before. It could go on for months into the summer.
Hold it up at the top for me.
I'm just maybe a year qualified as a GP now, and this totally turned everything on its head. We've started looking up protocols and would have been making up protocols here ourselves. We'd go through, okay, what if there is a case that someone came in and they had the symptoms, what do we do? Definitely there was a lot of worry and anxiety and a lot of sleepless nights from, I'd say, a lot of medical professions. I know myself, you just really want everyone to be safe, your loved ones to be safe, your patients to be safe. So it was just a lot of worry.
Today was the first day of closure for many non-essential retail businesses who were ordered to shut by the government to curb the spread of COVID-19. The temporary closures will have long-term implications for small and medium-sized businesses.
This is a GAA house, this is a drop-in centre, and everything that's in our DNA about the wonderful game that we love was taken away for us. But we have to be realistic and we have to say what's going on needs to go on.
Individuals should work from home unless attendance at the workplace is absolutely essential. All crowded places, including public amenities, should be avoided as well.
I work in a sports shop. It's been open now for 6 years in Letterkenny. We want to stay open and remain open, but for my own staff's purposes and also for the customer purposes, I just think it was safer to close up. But the worry, without a doubt, is will we be able to reopen again?
We opened up T. Jerry's Health and Fitness 3 years ago. Before this pandemic came in, we were gearing up to celebrate our 3 years in business. And then, bang, just stopped in a heartbeat. That was tough telling the staff that, look, we don't know. Unfortunately, there won't be work for you, including myself.
It was a tough one to do. You have staff without work. That has been difficult, and that's something that hurts me quite a bit.
It was a sad day, looking at the place, saying what's going to happen. It was very much doom and gloom. Listening to the news, the radio, listening to businesses being told to shut.
Definitely, it has been lonely. Since '94, the shop opened, and I have been here every game. Games have been part of my life since I was 8 years of age, since I saw my first football match. I keep hoping that the cloud might lift and the sun would shine again.
It was heartbreaking because obviously March, April, May, you're gearing up for championship. And you've seen the club gates closed.
For the first week or two, you probably enjoy it because you're like, oh, the body needed a rest. But then after a while, you're kind of wondering, when are we going to be back? Are you going to be playing any championship? Are you going to be back training? Is there going to be any football this year?
You know, when you go training, you meet 30 girls at the one session, and you kind of miss that, the community feel, meeting everyone mentally and socially. That's just an uplifter in itself, just meeting people and interacting with people.
Sport is our religion, it's our life. It's more than just playing the game, to be quite honest. The GAA club brings the community together, and you know, just overnight everything shuts down. It's just hard to get your head around it.
That kind of bond you have between players and community, that's been taken away from you. Nobody knows what's ahead like, so I think at the moment you just kind of have to stay positive and believe that there is something down, that there will be football, but look, who knows what's down the line.
It's actually sad to see those great stadiums, the walls and the gates and all are locked. It's like as if nature knows there's something wrong when those stadiums isn't filled with excitement and hope and dreams and aspirations, and all of that is taken away from us this year. The stadium nearly mirrors the country.
At the end of the day, it's people's health really have to think about. Everything shut down for the right reasons, because how serious the whole situation became overnight.
There's an awful blight over our country at the moment, and I suppose this is bigger than anything, this virus that has swept the world.
It's like any situation in life, or any trauma or life-changing event that's thrown at you, you're stunned. The one thing I kind of said to myself is, well, we're all in this together. I've been in many dressing rooms in my life, and it's about who's going to stand up here now.
We as a club knew that we had to do something, so we started delivering prescriptions and also doing deliveries for the local supermarkets and making sure that the more vulnerable people in the community were being looked after.
The
It is a real feel-good factor when you see the Moville GAA jersey.
How you doing, Dave? Thank you so much.
It was more than just getting your messages, it was a connection. They come up, how you doing today, how's things? And the odd, oh, you don't look old enough to be self-isolating. Well, I just would love that bit.
Fundamentally, it's about clubs and all of Wexford GAA showing their support for frontline workers here in Wexford General Hospital, for the doctors, nurses and staff that are members of our own community, and just showing that we're fully behind them.
The shortage of masks, goggles, gowns and gloves on hospital wards has led to staff infecting patients and staff getting infected themselves, according to those working on the front line of this health crisis.
We have a 3D printer in the metro room that I be in every day. The principal, Fergal McCarthy, got on to me asking would we be able to make something that would be of help to healthcare workers.
I read that 3D printing technology could have strong potential for providing personal protective equipment. And one of the students, Oisin Coyle, had actually designed a face shield.
In fairness to Fergal, he got fundraising. We now have 26 3D printers in the school. So we went from making one every 7 hours to making 600 a day, roughly. And then within a week, we had our own little production line in the school.
I was a man from behind the microphone every Saturday and Sunday. I was finding myself a bit of a lost cause. I said, what am I going to do? I painted the shed. I cut the grass about 10 times. I wanted to be part of something. The over 70s were told to cocoon, and that was some of the motivation that encouraged me to do something like this on Facebook. 3, 2, 1. Well, there you are, and here am I, the Ben FM show, the first episode here. We understand people are in different situations at the moment, especially the people over 70 who are cocooning, and also to the people not able to go to work. We were blown away, 1,650 comments on the first night, and it gives us a great sense of community and unity. So lots happening here tonight. Hope you can stay with us for the 2 hours as we give you lots of great entertainment.
So we're just going to do a short breathing exercise where we're going to inhale for a count of 5, and then we're going to exhale for a count of 5, and we're going to pause. Volunteerism is something that I really appreciate. That's what kind of drives me, I suppose. The whole GAA is based on that kind of volunteerism nature, which I suppose kind of lends itself like brilliantly to having that kind of community and having people kind of coming together, especially I suppose during times of late. Just 10, Paddy, yeah? I'm working with the North East Inner City Task Force through the Dublin City Council. When COVID hit, there was a huge worry for the people who were cocooning and the older folk. They were just scared to come outside their door and not getting out of the house at all, not getting any air. And the whole thing was, even when they were able to get out, they wouldn't be able to get out of the house because they haven't used those muscles in a while. Okay, hands out. We're gonna sit down for the count of 5. I hope you give me that face. 5, 4. We do a bit of yoga with them. I used to call it yoga because that used to scare them off. So I used to call it just chair exercise. 1.5. 1, 7, 10. Get up there, lad. Get up. Still have a half. Take a break. All mental health, the 2 words that always spring to my mind are connection and purpose. They're the 2 things that you'd love for a human to have in any walk of life. I literally heard them say, this is the first time I've been outside my house in weeks. That's a win right there, just literally getting outside their house. Very last one. Big inhale. Hands come together.
When COVID came, I suppose we all as a person say, look, how can I help? I got a direct message in my Twitter account, and I was asked by the son of a man living in Wicklow, originally from Mayo, would there be any chance you give his father a ring?
My dad was cocooning himself and worried about coronavirus and stuff. And I said, would you ring me dad, just for the crack, and see how it goes? I'm sure he'd love it.
And I rang Tom. He said, anyway, who are you? I said, I'm David Brady here. I played for Mayo for 14 years. And he went, is this a skit?
I recognised the voice. Then I had to ask him, how did you get my number? And that took another minute or 2. And that's how the conversation started.
It reminded me of my own father. I could resonate with Tom, and he could resonate with me.
Being a Mayo fan, she'd have to have spirit anyway, or heart, because for all we've lost, to keep going at it. I just couldn't believe it. I was on a high for the evening after it now.
I was nearly dancing around the garden. Because I went, Jesus, that's a great thing. I went, right, I can do more of that. The culture within the GAA is about togetherness, and it's about community, and it's about people. Without community and without people, you're nothing. How you doing? Is this Chris? Jeff, you don't know me, but I know all about you. I hear you're GAA mad. Phone calls for me were one of the most humbling things I've ever did. Yes, how you doing? It's David Brady here. Jesus, we've been missing out on so much. From a lot of people I've talked to, all they want is to see some action and to see two teams going at it with a ball. And I don't care if it's 100 people or 100,000 people. It's about the game.
Could you see the 2020 either club or inter-county championships running over into 2021?
Yeah, I think people would accept that control of the virus is the key issue to it all, and games are games, but we're not going to put anybody at risk.
Ballyhornis is different to a lot of other towns. The last census says 42% of the population of Ballyhornis are from other countries. There's someone from Congo in Ballyhornis, there's someone from Malawi, someone from Pakistan.
We have a diverse population because of the workforce requirements for the town. And then we have the asylum centre as well that brings an added layer of diversity into the town.
The J Club has certainly played a role in integration. We couldn't field all the age groups that we wanted to field in the town, but yeah, there was a lot of kids going to the school in Ballyhornis. So I said, geez boys, come up and play hurler with me.
And our approach was to go to the school, and we wrote in 5 different languages, inviting all kids to come and play Gaelic sports. And it was a huge uptake. We had 60 or 70 kids.
From January the 11th, they never missed a training session for I think 6 weeks. And the next thing like that, COVID came in and put a stop to everything.
Yeah, I miss my friend, you know, staying home every time. It's like fully locked down in prison. But like you have to get used to it and train home like and hit the ball against the wall.
Adnan is from Pakistan and he's big, he's strong, he's energetic, he's enthusiastic, and he's a great hurler.
It's been very tough not being able to play with friends. I practiced picking up the ball, running with the ball, and then hitting the ball, and then doing that again. And again, and again. I've been very bored.
I know well, lots of the established Irish families, they'll always be hitting the ball, you know what I mean? But our target market, the guys we need to be doing and working that had bought in, it's hard to keep that going.
It's a worry because we're dependent on the diverse population to play Gaelic sports to sustain our club. A lot of the focus and attention goes into the senior players, but you know what, your backbone to the club is actually your kid is going to come through. They are the future.
I'm involved in community policing myself, providing a service to the public and trying to put them at ease. You know, you're calling to these people, you know what it makes to their day. You're doing small things, as I said, dropping medicine off, you're dropping their shopping off, you talk about cutting lawns. We were told that they were bringing up a new buddy system and a young guard was going to be attached to me. The funny thing about it, I'd played against David in football for years, so it was kind of interesting knowing that I was getting him day one. I'd say he was kind of worried. You know, we've got on great for, I suppose, 2 arch enemies or our rivals on the football field. You know, I suppose when you put on a uniform together, it's no different than putting on a GA jersey. You walk together and you depend on each other as well. I hope he'll be as kind to me now on the football field.
I don't think it's me somehow you'll have to worry about. It's you've all seen Aidan play on the pitch. There might be a few elbows coming my way, or even I'd say a fist. Now he's pushing on these days. He's only got another year left in the legs, I think.
Anyone that's involved in the GA, there's always that connection, no matter whether you're a supporter or someone that has played. They follow you through thick and thin, and that's the reason you put a jersey on your back, to represent those people. Kate,
Hello, Aidan.
how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Do you miss us?
Of course I do. Of course I miss you. Look, I have my jersey out there for Aidan.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
An Allegiant man.
You've an excuse now not to invite us in for tea and biscuits.
I know, it's great.
I think this country is built on the platform of GA and that community spirit. We all have families and we all have someone that we want looked after, and to be able to do it on a daily basis is fantastic. I'll see you later, kid.
God bless you. Mind yourself.
Mind yourself. Take care, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Jesus, she's as contrary as ever, isn't she, huh?
She never changed.
In an ordinary season, it would have been coming onto a busy part of the year. Could lead into championship where the preparations really ramp up. The interaction and the engagement that we have with each other 5-6 days in the week, all of a sudden overnight that's gone. When you're in a team sport, just maybe some days you're not feeling on it going to training, and the rest of the team really kind of bring you around, but you don't get that in lockdown.
When it happened first, it was just the middle of March, and I said, I will definitely be back by the end of May. And when May came and we weren't going back, I said, well, this is it. It doesn't really look like anything is going to happen. A lot of people mightn't be coping well with it, and that's where the GAA and being together on the panel, you know, helps. It's more than just playing the game. It's just the whole community. It's really when you're in trouble.
Ready, go!
The first number of weeks you were very enthusiastic, keeping fit and stuff like that, because you thought you were going to be back playing, and then that kind of fell off. I have an 18-month-old girl. Everything kind of fell in line with her needs.
Quick, throw Mommy the ball.
You can't really tell a 1.5-year-old, I'm on a Zoom call here, would you mind?
You going to hit the ball? No.
I enjoyed the time with my daughter, but I do think we do have to get back to some sort of normality.
GAA is the heartbeat of Ireland, especially in rural areas like Ballyhale. April, May, you're gearing up for championship. Long evenings are coming in, sun is getting warmer, grass is growing, you're getting excited. It was difficult to take. You should be heading to Thurles, you should be heading to Portlaoise, you should be heading to Croke Park.
The 1st of June definitely hit me in terms of, right, this is meant to be a championship now and there's nothing on. Pitches are closed. Well, we'll be footballing this year, 2020.
Usually, we would be here for a Munster football final, very oftentimes between Cork and Kerry, and the place is teeming. You could get 45,000 people in here. I miss it greatly. You couldn't but feel that this is what sport was all about. Their day in the sun.
O'Shea getting away from Clancy. One of the most talented players in the game. Giving it in here, and it's cracked into the back of the net. And it's Tom O'Sullivan. A goal after 6 minutes.
Munster finals, it's something special. It's something that we grew up watching on telly or trying our best to get to games, and I miss it terribly. The crowd, the noise, the preparation of the pitch.
If games had gone our way, we actually would be planning for a match tonight. For no matches to be on a Sunday here is alien to us, like, you know. It's strange to be at home for 3 months, every Sunday, you know.
The Ulster Council at Proud Cavanman presents the Anglo-Cell Cup, the symbol of Ulster's success, to Michael Murphy, captain of Donegal for the 5th Ulster title.
Since lockdown came in, this has been a very quiet place. The Ulster final that's a huge loss to our club here and the town of Clonus.
It's a spiritual journey going to see the Rossies in a Connacht final. There's that wonderful moment in the stadium. There's a rumble in the crowd, and the next thing, magic. Here comes the Rossies, out over the white line, kicking white footballs up.
There's an opportunity here! Oh, brilliant goal!
Great to be alive, great to be fond of the greatest game in the world, and great to be in Pearse Stadium. And all of that is taken away from us this year.
Listen to the roar, listen to the joy. Sherry McGovern, President of the Common Council, presents the cup to Enda Smith. Roscommon.
Hello, how are you keeping anyway?
I'm good, thanks.
You're good. How's everything since the hospital?
Yeah, grand. Everything's back to normal now.
We're doing well. Numbers have been good, so hopefully it'll stay that way. So it's something to be proud of now.
And how long were you in the hospital then?
Just over 24 hours.
With a pandemic, you just don't know with numbers and everything. You kind of have to take it week by week.
In terms of your symptoms now, is it just the smell and the taste, or do you still feel the ill effects of it, like the aches and pains?
We still don't have a vaccine, we still don't have a cure for it, so we really can't take the foot off the pedal, and you kind of have to be mindful every day that there's so many families affected.
On the Thursday before Easter, I really went downhill, and I knew I was in bother at that stage. Now, for me, heading into Nolan Park for the COVID test was a bit of a surreal experience, but got the result the next day, which confirmed what I had expected to confirm. But I was in bad shape. Well, the question was asked, was I scared? Yes, I was. There was once or twice, you know, you're saying is, are we getting near the final whistle here? The fighting qualities I showed when I did have a hurl in my hand, I think maybe came through as well. Well, I think we've all known the GAA has been called a great community organisation, but this brought it to a different level. And I believe young people will have seen that the GAA was more than just a sporting body. When people cried out for help and assistance, the GAA answered the call.
We've a small club, and this was an idea to help people that are vulnerable in the community with their turf. It's hard for people to get out at this time of the year with the COVID-19. While we can't play matches in our jerseys, there's a sense of, I'm doing this for the jersey, and there's that little bit of pride in it, which has been brilliant.
When COVID came, from a GAA perspective, I don't think many people sat back and waited for help. They stood up. They were the first to make the big tackle, and it was to do their bit.
We're helping bringing food out to the elderly. I know in Monaghan Town we have the hurlers, the ladies, the handballers, the footballers, and with all the different volunteers that go on in the club, like a spider's web, we have a big network everywhere, and people love to see you coming.
What it is, it comes from the heart and soul of people. It comes from that community spirit and that sense of friendship. If we're playing Dumbeg tomorrow, we will hammer into each other, as we always do, but because of this situation, we put our arms around each other. Sure, what more could you ask? From a distance, by the way.
Just gonna bend down. Just bend that right knee. That's all we're doing. I'm gonna right and left on your legs. You're going the other way.
He's only started with 3 months, David. So he's 3 months done the guards.
3 months? Templemore, yeah. 3 months ago, March.
And where's the native place?
Kerry, man.
Oh, Kerry, man. They're everywhere.
When this COVID-19 came on, everyone came together as one. I said to myself, I'm finished training, kids are finished training. How can I connect with them? I was pucking the ball at home. That's the exact same what I was doing when I was 5, 6, 7 years of age. So that got me thinking it would be great now if I was able to incorporate GAA skills with basic exercise moves.
Okay guys, welcome to PE and Skills with me, TJ Reid.
When you're 6 years of age, you don't want to be doing burpees or jumping jacks. All you want to be doing is pucking the ball. I thought I was going to only be 2 or 3 weeks doing it, but the response from kids and parents was unbelievable. There was kids who joined from day one and never missed a session.
Thanks a million, TJ, for all the sessions. I really improved my strength and hurling skills. It was great fun.
We really loved your classes. Bye.
Taoiseach Leo Varadkar confirmed today that phase 2 of the easing of the COVID-19 restrictions will go ahead on Monday as planned. From Monday, people can travel anywhere within their own county or 20 kilometres from their home. Libraries and playgrounds can open, as well as shops.
We need to open up the doors and give this thing a go. We are going to come out of it and we are going to get there, but it's just how we manage ourselves in them term with that, you know.
Jesus, we've been missing out on so much since the whole COVID lockdown, but now things are starting to open up. It would have seemed so distant months ago, but now it's within grasping distance.
This is our beautiful marquee. So this is what we had to do to make sure that we got our members back exercising. When you see the people parking up again, you know, this is 3 months since we closed the gym. You can just see it in their face that they're happy to be back. It's like taking your hurl away from you for 3 months. You're going to have a pip when you step coming back.
Over the last couple of months, I've talked so much GAA because of the calls I was making. Tom started it off. He was my first call. And I left that phone call with a warm feeling in my heart.
It was hard the past few months. We got to see Dad during the day over in the field. But Dad would come home then in the evenings. He'd be on his own and we couldn't spend any time with him, so it was lonely for him.
When you haven't got something, it's very important to talk about it. And that's what's happened with COVID and GAA. We haven't had the games, we haven't had the controversies, but we've talked about it. I don't know whether to shake your hand or I'll give you a hug.
Yes, fair play to you, boy, huh?
I nearly got lost in the way
you're
as well.
welcome.
How's things?
Great, what about her?
Nancy, we finally meet.
Yes, we do, is right.
I have learned during all this that the game isn't the important thing, and far from it. It's what it generates and the way people communicate. It's kind of the small little flame that'll light the fire. I always probably had the honour of playing within the white lines, but not realising how much it means to people outside the white lines. We're
played on the line a few times too.
As the man says, I walk the line. We put it like that. Now that there's a road to recovery, it's about appreciation of what we didn't have. I haven't been at a GAA club since lockdown. There's nearly a sense of the pitches are crying out to be used.
As the country reopens, the GAA has announced details of its return to play roadmap. Action is set to resume on June the 29th, while the 2020 Inter-County Football and Hurling Championships are set to begin in October.
Standing here now, it's a strange moment because no matter where we are in the country or what pitch this is, everything is the same. There's nobody. There's emptiness.
I haven't gone this long without football training in years. I can't remember since I started playing football, it hasn't been this long, I'd say.
We've given so much time to training and to hurling, and then to have it taken away, it's very frustrating, and you just want to climb those gates down there and jump over it.
Pitches all over the country are fantastic looking, but there's no one on the dance floor.
Friday, probably the big message came out from the GAA and pitches are finally opening. So yeah, excitement everywhere, excitement my own self here, just mad to get back out onto the pitch.
Someone told us last Christmas that we wouldn't be playing sport for nearly 5 months, would say you were mad, you know. As you can see, the grounds here is in fantastic condition, so the grounds have appreciated the COVID-19 anyway, you know.
James. James what?
Ryan.
James Ryan, yeah, I have you, thanks.
To get the nod, to get out on the pitch and go back training, it's unreal. And I'm sure a lot of the lads probably found the lockdown really difficult. Boys being boys and trying to be the macho man and not saying it. But like to get back into the pitch and to be able to meet the friends, I think it's a lifesaver for a lot of people.
Walking in there and seeing everybody, it was just brilliant. You just feel home again, so it's lovely. You want to give them all a hug, but we can't do that.
Today I'm gonna go play Gaelic and meet my friends for the first time in a while. I'm very excited to go back to practice.
Mike, that's super. Super, Mike, well done. No Adnan, not yet. Adnan. Have a little sleep. Yeah. Come on. Hey lads, Adnan's here.
We're back. That's brilliant. COVID pulled the rug under us. I want to thank you for what you have done since then. Right, the 3Ks, the 5Ks, you kept posting them.
That's good now, well done.
Yeah.
Go again.
Went back training and I was nearly buzzing. It's just the interaction with, 15, 20 girls and just a bit of chat in between, and then you're also getting the adrenaline lift because you're getting a bit of fitness in as well. So, yeah, it's great.
Michael Gannon, Brian Mulhall, Stevie Stanton. Centre of the field is Ned and Paul Ryan.
Was I first? I was the first team. Yeah, that's orange.
Were you not listening?
No,
Jesus Christ, I tell you.
A lot of the guys wouldn't know my personality or wouldn't know my sense of humour, and they probably haven't seen the bad side of me yet. That's to follow.
Give it early, give it early, give it early.
So you guys are the future of Ballyhonus hurling. And with people like Adnan, he's improving every day. He's giving you a great example.
As the coach said, yeah, we are like the future of Ballyhonus. Hopefully next year we'll win the championship.
When you're down here for an hour and a half, and it's that moment where you just forget about what's going on outside of here.
It's just something special about coming back to your own club and seeing your clubmates, the girls you've grown up with, soldiered with all along. You couldn't but be happy to be back.
I love the intensity there. Non-stop ball after ball after ball. Okay, well done tonight, and I'll see you all Thursday. Well done, lads.
Oh, I was so excited coming to work. And the magic moment of getting the pole out and the barber shop opened, like it was closed for 3 months. And a lot of people were saying that the general public missed the barber, but I think the barber missed the man in the chair as well. Josie, how are you getting on? Good. It's great to see you back in the chair. A lot has happened since the last time you've been here. That's true. Oh, it's great to have the GA back. We know how much we love it, but my God, we miss it. We have dreams, we're hoping, we think of Connacht finals and we're always going to win. What was the biggest thing you missed with no GA, Josie?
Going to matches.
Going to matches, yeah. Right. I meet great people and we share great stories. And everything I've learned in life, I've learned it from the man in the chair. God, it's great to be back cutting hair.
I think for people like myself, when you're coming to the end of your career, we always talk about going out in a high or going out in your own terms, so obviously you didn't want the coronavirus to be kind of the finishing terms for your career, so I'm delighted it's back.
There's a few cards came in there during the week. I'm going to read them out to you. So in Garda Síochána, thank you very much for all your help and kindness during COVID-19. It is much appreciated. To all the guards and sergeants doing a great job around Tralee, thanks so much. Over the last couple of weeks, you were cutting trees, you were cutting grass, you were bringing shopping. I've had a few wives making complaints that you're not doing it at home, but you're doing it at work. But that's important to get out there. They need us, and that's exactly what we're about, okay?
These are some letters that I received from 5th and 6th class students in one of the national schools in Galway, thanking me and everyone on the front line for all the hard work that we've been doing. You'd be emotional reading them. It was really, really nice. They were so thoughtful to even think of me and just to hope that I was keeping well and keeping safe, hoping that I wasn't too lonely.
Oh, no. Oh, wait till we see Granny Mary and Granda Willie. Look it.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, Granny.
Hello, hi, girlie.
Give Granny a kiss. How are you?
Hello.
How's things? Not getting emotional about it, but you leave on New Year's Eve, and it's July when you get back.
Hello, you're getting shy. Hello, hello. How's things, dear? Come on. Here's a man. Here's a man.
It makes you realise what's important. I didn't think it, but I'm nearly thankful for that. I'm nearly thankful for lockdown because of that.
Oh, I love you so much.
You're a beauty boy.
It has been hard on people across the country, but you know what? They've got on with it and look forward to the finish line as such.
There was a period there where we weren't able to come and see Dad. Meeting your family is so important, and I suppose when that's taken away from you for any length of time, that you cherish it, and it's something then that, you know, you just want it to revert back to normality, you know.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Padre. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Dad's love, we'll say, of the Irish language, his love of the J. There's a lot of resemblance between Dad and Micheál. A kindred spirit.
Grandad, I have a special guest on the phone for you now. It's Micheál and Hertig.
You're joking.
No, not at all. There you go now.
Do you smell a bit of Fadric?
This smells good if you hear. Brella Honna Kota Douche.
Tata Oak.
Tata Oak.
He was a master commentator. Dad would view Micheál as a legend.
We were shocked and stunned.
Yeah, I'm with it. Another person I'd prefer to talk to than Micheál.
Well, it's Friday night hurling. Good evening, you're all very welcome.
It's 23 degrees on a beautiful evening here on the banks of the River Shannon.
First ones are never pretty. Once you outwork them, lads, we'll be fine, but you have to outwork them.
What we're seeing in training, we need to bring to the games.
Honesty, integrity, authenticity, resilience leads to performance, boys, and that'll bring us home.
Don't have a regret in an hour's time or an hour and a half time, and you're thinking go home in the car, why didn't I even do this? Give it everything now for the full out. Come on.
Let's go.
The game is up and running, and Ballyhale Shamrocks on the attack.
Good hands, little turn.
Going for a big one, looking for a score here and landing it beautifully.
DJ Reid makes a nuisance of himself on the far side.
Joey, you don't need an extra touch. Turn around, drive it up the line. Good lad.
That's it, girls. Well done, Anne-Marie. That's it. Boys, stand up. These are all grown men now. You know how to tackle.
It is still in our hands, but we have to find something in here. You have to.
He shoots! Oh, fantastic!
Go on, Joey.
Move for him, lads, move for him.
Yeah, put it in! Put it in!
And Vic has the chance, great goal!
Back in March, April, we didn't think we'd be playing any competitive football for the year. You can do all the training by yourself in the world, but on a championship day, the intensity is a lot harder.
We play the game in order to play matches like here tonight. Just been brilliant to get back out, you know.
Last year we would have had a good few injuries and a few were abroad, so it's lovely to be back with all of them.
It's great to be mixing with everyone again, and you know, it gives you that community feel and you're back with your friends and all, and it does lift the spirits.
3 minutes of additional time, but it ain't over yet, and the Shamrocks always have a sting in their tail.
Once you're out there, you forget about the crowd and what's around you because, you know, you're focusing on the game. You don't have time to be looking around.
TJ Reid lays it off, goal chance now. Shamrocks, here it's gone to the back of the net, and that's Owen Reid. But TJ Reid, the right man in the right place.
We were a little bit rusty there today. The important thing is that we're back.
And that's the longest off-season anyone's ever had. I suppose just be out there galloping like spring lambs out there everywhere, so it was nice.
The referee blows the final whistle.
Well, what a match we've had here at the Gaelic Grounds in Limerick.
It's the story of the weekend here.
Until something is taken away from you, maybe sometimes we don't miss it or realise how fortunate we are.
The All-Ireland final the week before Christmas, and I would say, wouldn't it be great to win a Santi Sam?
Beautifully in there to Murphy. Great shot, great goal!
I'm hopeful, but I suppose logically, I'm not too sure if it will go ahead or not.
You just can't buy the memories and that feeling, you know, bringing everyone together.
For us and for myself, just any opportunity you get a chance to come onto the field, just enjoy it because who knows when it's going to be the last one.
It has been a tough summer, but we are stronger now than ever before. And I won't say it's thanks to COVID, but it's thanks to the way that GAA people reacted to it.
That kind of bond you have between players and communities, I think will make us even stronger again because that bond has been there for the last 3 months or 4 months. It never went away.
It's more than just sport. It's family, it's connections. It's so much more than just the ball and the hurl.
People say that it brought the world together. It certainly brought all of Ireland together. It was immediate binding in, we're all one. It was wonderful to witness it.
The question I asked myself, what would Ireland be like without the GAA? The answer is that the GAA will always be there, even if they're not playing games. Because what it is, it comes from the heart and soul of people.
it.